Welcome to our Campus to Career series, Module 1, Professionalism and Ethics at Work. In our Campus to Career series, we will cover 5 different modules. The first module is Professionalism and Ethics at Work, followed by Teamwork, Leadership, Global Intercultural Fluency, Equity and Inclusion. Third is Communication at Work, followed by Critical Thinking, Solving Problems, Managing Projects. And the final module will be Career and Self-Development. The goals for this module is to define and live one's professional brand, understanding verbal and nonverbal communication professional image, and support ethical behavior in the work environment. First, we will indulge into your professional brand. Take a moment to write down what do you think is your professional brand and how do you define it. Defining a professional brand can be complex. It involves looking at how you see yourself and how others see you. Your professional brand is who you are and what you stand for and how you promote yourself. It is what you value, what you embrace, and the way you express those values. It helps communicate your unique identity and value to potential employers. The basic premises of professional branding is that every person has the power and possibility to be the marketer for him or herself. Once you have developed your professional brand, you will need to focus on your individual brand. Developing your individual brand means to figure out who you are and determine what you want to be known for. Your individual brand is more than a reflection of who you are today. It is a roadmap of where you want to go. Managing your brand means knowing how to make the right decisions that strengthen your leadership skills, capabilities, and influence. Ultimately, it allows you to more effectively lead others, build your career path, and shape the legacy you will be leaving behind. Now let's take a look at the elements of a professional brand. We often think of a company brand as just the name and the logo. While these external-facing elements are crucial for things like brand recognition and brand loyalty, they only scratch the surface of what branding really is. Building a strong professional brand is one of the best ways to grow your influence and build your identity. Brand identity, brand positioning, and brand image form the 3 main pillars of a brand. Brand identity refers to what the brand stands for and what it delivers. Brand positioning refers to the value uniqueness of the brand in respect to its competitors. Brand image is the perception and associations of the brand in the mind of the consumers. So what does your professional brand say about you? Now that we've determined the 3 main pillars of a brand, let's look at some qualities for a strong brand. There are 3 qualities that make a strong brand. The first quality is clarity, because it is critical to be clear and authentic about who you are and what you are not. The second quality is consistency, because it is important to be persistent in communication of the brand in order to create a recognizable professional brand. And the final quality is constancy, because it is important to always be visible for the target audience. Who is someone who you think demonstrates a strong professional brand? One example of a person who demonstrates a strong professional brand is Oprah Winfrey. She has one of the most successful, visible, and constant brands both commercially and personally, with her weekly television show, book club, magazine, own network, and numerous media appearances. Oprah is consistently visible and has maintained an incredibly strong brand over her long career. We've discussed and highlighted the history behind professional branding and elements of a professional brand. Now let's discuss how to live your brand. As we discussed in the previous section, your brand must be clear, consistent, and constant. Whether it's in person or online, always remember you are your biggest marketer. What you do and what you post reflects you as well as the company you work for. For example, when someone sees your name, they associate it with who you are. Your name tag doesn't just say your name, it represents your company, your work ethic, and what you are known for. Your name badge is you. Same goes if you have a social media presence. If one of the company's top executives decide to look you up online, what would they find? Be sure to market yourself online just as you would in person. What comes to mind when you think of the term professional communication? Professional communication describes many levels of communication practices, such as written, oral, digital, visual, verbal, nonverbal, and listening. Some may think it only refers to oral or written communication, while others may think it's the way one carries themselves at work. While both thoughts are correct, they are not 100% precise. Professional communication doesn't only apply while being at work. It continues after work. Professional communication should be a part of your brand that you use in your everyday life as well as in electronic communication. There are many ways to facilitate effective communication. How you use your words, your body language, your tone of voice, and visual cues determine how you are understood. Verbal and nonverbal communication skills work in tandem to deliver an understandable message as well. Now let's explore first impressions. A first impression is the initial feeling or opinion that a person forms about someone else. You will never get a second chance at a first impression. A first impression can form extremely fast. Research shows a first impression can be formed after seeing a face for less than 1/10 of a second. First impressions are often based on superficial factors such as appearance, body language, and how a person is dressed. However, first impressions are vital because they can impact how we feel about someone for a long time. Several things contribute to someone's first impression, such as clothing, hairstyle, accessories, body language, and facial expressions. There are several things you can do to make a better first impression and reinforce the impression you create. For example, show positive expressions, have good posture, make eye contact, arrive early, and always be prepared. First impressions include communicating your value. Be sure to always try to make a good first impression. Now that we've covered first impressions, let's take a look at communicating your value. How would you define your values? Your values are the things that you believe are important in the way you live and work. Communicating values provides a distinct advantage because it is the quickest way to build trust. It also means living in the values that your company professes. An expert in professional branding said there are 5 building blocks for communicating your value. First building block is awareness. You must be ready to create your brand, which is distinctive. Secondly, define your personal brand. Spell out what it is you want to convey about yourself. Thirdly, live your brand. Communicate it. Make it a part of your identity and discover what skills shape your brand. Fourth, maximize your brand. Align with the right resources such as mentors, colleagues, and professional organizations. And finally, strengthen your brand. Reinvent your brand as you learn new skills and progress professionally. Personal branding is about making a full-time commitment to the journey of defining yourself as a professional. Your personal brand should represent the value you are consistently able to deliver to those who are serving employees, clients, industry, board members, and the community. What comes to mind when you hear the word brand alignment? Order, balance, clarity, direction. Let's look at an example to better help explain alignment. As two objects come together, in order for them to work in unison, they must be aligned. If you put tires on a car without balancing and in alignment, the car would ride rough and pull to the left or to the right. The car is perfect, the tires are new, but the alignment must take place to create a smooth ride. This is the same in the job world. When applying for a job, it is important not only to look at the job description and salary, but also the company's motto. It is equally as important to determine if it is a good fit before starting the first day. Does your values match your company's values? Now that we've defined alignment, let's define brand alignment. Brand alignment is a measure of how well your firm fulfills its brand's promise. It's driven by how well the employees understand, communicate, and deliver the brand to consumers. As an employee, you are a part of the brand alignment for your organization and your company. Thank you for tuning in as we've explored professionalism in the workplace. Be sure to stay tuned for a continuation of Module 1, Ethics in the Workplace.